welcome to Day 3 of the Season 1 Championship here at DreamHack. I'm Andrew Beagle.
And I'm Karen Vanook, and we are your hosts for Day 3. What an amazing day. We've got $100,000 on the line today and 4 teams competing for the championship.
And anything could happen. You know, yesterday we had a demonstration of just superb skill and really even matches. And today, buckle in because it's going to be amazing.
Yeah, I don't think we could have predicted what happened yesterday. Some of the most epic League of Legends matches I've certainly ever seen. So let's take a look back on our top 10 recap for Day 2.
Welcome everybody to the League of Legends Season 1 Championship Top 10 highlights of the day. We're going to start off with number 10. As we come into the game, we have Fnatic taking a 5v0 on Dragon, but Epic is close by. We're going to see what they can do. And oh, the Blitzcrank pull on to Karth is pushing him back across. And Doublelift's going to keep him CC'd a little bit as he runs back into the team fight. But look at that. Jarvan's so low. The flash kill coming in from Doublelift. Great play there. And now comes the rest of the team fight as Malzahar going to jump in onto Ashe. And Nunu with the flash ult as well. Going to meet a very, very dead Ashe as that blows up. Malefic Vision picks up the rest of that kill. Doublelift getting separately though. Going to keep chasing onto Shushay. Unfortunately though, he will flash across the wall and the hook will miss. But Vayne putting out tons of damage, picking up more kills and more kills as they push down across the map, picking up everything. The Karth will in fact miss, not pick up a single kill, and that's a 2v0 basically win right there. Great play by Epic. To number 9, we come into the game, and Vladimir is going to be squaring off against Rumble. Both players quite low on health. Mimu coming in from the side, trying to pick up on Vladimir, but can't get it. And there comes the Vladimir ultimate, jumping in, hits one transfusion, and here comes Rumble, going to drop the ultimate down, but another transfusion, and then the blood pool comes down, completely juking all the damage, comes out completely safely. Great job there by Vlad. Number 8 comes on, and here we have a team fight up by this turret, and it looks pretty good for Team Solomid so far, and here comes the battle. You're going to jump in there. The fear will not come in, and it's Malzahar dropping the ultimate onto Zillion, but it won't be enough damage, and now Jarvan in the front, pinned to the wall by Janna, but it's okay. He's going to jump right away onto Malzahar, picking up Malzahar pretty easily, and then immediately on as he moves on and picks up Corki. And that's going to be 2 kills right off the bat. Janna going down to an ignite, and now can anyone else get away? Super low on the hit points, but the Zillion ult is going to keep Nocturne from being afraid. He's going to go ahead and jump on, picking up that kill as Chaos on the Nunu. That's going to be a 4 versus 0 kill score right there. Number 7, the team fight will start. A summoner teleport, the flash, and the damage out, but this looks so bad for KX. Malzahar comes in as well. He's going to drop from full to dead with wonderful coordination, and Nocturne showing up a little bit too late, and nothing's going to happen there. Number 6, Clip, and Wart coming in the middle of the map, hitting the turret, fighting against Taric and Nocturne, chasing Jarvan back into his own turret. He's going to walk back out of range. He's got that frozen heart. They're giving him a ton of armor. Going to keep lasting these minions, but he sees Taric trying to recall back. He says, no, I don't really want you to do that. He's going to walk actually through the turret, take a stun, but doesn't really care. He's getting, he's losing some health, but he's got so much armor. He's going to last at a few more minions, get a lot more health coming in. He wants to go once more as we watch the Dragon go down. He's going to go ahead and just harass again in the middle of the lane, and again Taric will lose that recall. The stun and the fear comes out, and it just still does not matter for Wart, who just takes a siphoning strike and is perfectly fine walking away from a 1v3 underneath the turret. Number 5, and here is the team fight at Baron, and this is going very, very well for them. But Clairvoyance goes down. There's the Ashe and the Flash, and here they go. Gonna find Janna across the map. Giant crits coming out, and that is a dead Janna and a free Baron. Into number 4, and here comes Annie waiting in the wings to jump down onto Sona and Ashe for Against All Authority. And there comes the Tabers, there comes Disintegrate, Incinerate, and the rest of the damage output. And that is a completely dead Ashe right there. And actually, Annie, calculating the damage she will take from that turret, walking away safely, even last hitting a minion on her way out. Number 3, Clip comes in. There we go, some harassment coming off. Looks like they're gonna push back and forth against each other. And oh, here it comes. Team Solomid pushing up towards the top, and AAA actually deciding to leave that to them, and they're going to run towards the middle of the map. And yes, TSM is in fact going to engage with a base raise against the Authority. Now TSM does have to kill through a turret right there, but they have a giant wave of minions. AAA going to just fight against a Baron inhibitor, but the turret will go down first, and they are now both facing that inhibitor with nothing to defend them. Looks like TSM will pick that one up basically at the exact same time. Kuja coming in there, but here comes the Alistar, who's going to flash into range, using that ultimate to pink out and get some extra damage up. But they are ahead right there. They're the first one to kill the turret. They're the first to kill the second turret, and then now they are on to the Nexus right now, and they're just ahead by about half a Nexus health. And yes, TSM will win game 1 with a complete base race right there. A wonderful job by them. And you see just the looks of relief and just amazement on their faces. Number 2 clip comes in, and it's going to be a team fight in the top of the map. Anivia taking a bit of damage, going to wall off the noob, but not get a lot of damage out of that. Will drop an Ice Blast, getting some damage. We'll pick that one up with the Ignite just barely. So now Anivia has Golem buff. The rest of the team is showing up. Reginald going to drop Tibbers on top of Anivia. It's going to be a lot of damage. She's healing with the Catalyst, though, and here comes the rest of the team fight. Looks like Annie is not in great shape right now. Vladimir coming in to help as well, and the rest of the damage output comes in, and Anivia will pick up a triple kill there. Now have to be very afraid of the minions. We'll put down the Glacial Storm and walking away with just a little bit of health left. The number 1 clip of the day, though, is after a team fight concludes in the bottom of the map, both teams losing 2. It's going to be Shushay looking to be very aggressive against Malzahar. He looks there. There's the flash, the headbutt, the pulverize. That is a kill right off the bat. Getting exhausted and pushed back by Vladimir, but here comes Ashe as well. The arrow will come out. The splash damage will pick up Soraka and stun this Vayne back against her base, and Ashe will dive the turret, picking up the 3 kills. It's going to give them the free turret and inhibitor. That would have been a 3v3 against the turret, but instead it's a 3v0. Wonderful play by these guys. Shushay leading that one up. Thanks for tuning into these highlights. We hope to bring you more great moments today, so stay tuned for the stream. You got this.
Well, an amazing highlight video there with my personal favorite actually being the complete troll that was Warwick halfway through that clip there. Yeah. Absolutely amazing. So, of course, it is the final day here. We're going to be starting off with the upper bracket final, an all-European affair, Freak.
Yes, an all-European affair. I can just see the giant grin on your face. You're trying to hold it back.
Trying to hold it back, but I just
so
can't.
Pleasantly happy with this. Yes. So we're going to show you the schedule of the matches, the games that are coming up today. The rest of the Season 1 Championship going to be completed this evening, or this morning, or this afternoon, depending on where you are in the world. So first off, again, Against All Authority versus Fnatic MSI, the upper bracket final. They will be having a coin toss, or as the producer backstage says, a toin toss. The winner of that flip will get first pick, first ban in blue side. That will alternate back and forth. Regardless of who wins, it will be the coin toss winner, the coin toss loser, coin toss winner, first pick in between the games. Next after that is going to be the American affair, Team Solo Mid versus Epic Gaming. The loser of that is taking 4th place, and they're out. The winner of that match that will face the loser of AAA vs Fnatic, and will move on and move on and move on. We'll have all the matches out tonight. Midnight tonight in Sweden. That is 3 p.m. in the Pacific in the U.S., 6 p.m. the East Coast in the U.S. That's going to be the grand final match. And up until then, though, lots of great games, lots of awesomeness right in store for us.
Yeah, some great games. Of course, everything will be best of 3, although, you know, weighted best of 3 once we reach the grand final itself, because obviously if you come through that upper bracket, it's natural that you have an advantage.
Yeah.
So versus the All-American affair coming later, we can talk about that later. Yeah. But first of all, of course, we've got Against All Authority versus Fnatic. An amazing, amazing game. We saw Fnatic struggle to push their way through that group stage. Obviously, they did have a substitute because PK did have a cancelled flight or a delayed flight. Yeah. Either way, he wasn't here. But when he did arrive on day 2, man, were Fnatic good.
Yeah, Fnatic has not dropped a map since they've gotten the full starting 5. Certainly, sorry, I can't help it. The producer says, "You ready for the toin toss?" And I'm like, stop it. Sorry, it's hard for me. You're distracting us, man. So
the thing is, he toesn't actually know that he's calling it a toin toss, I think. He's super serious.
And he's telling us, like, don't talk to him backstage. You're not supposed to talk to us. But if you make jokes, we have to laugh at them. So he's screwing us up, but it's okay. The coin toss is going to be happening very soon. We'll have the rules of that one. We'll have the Corona being flipped around onto the carpet pretty soon. Players are filtering into the game as well. So yes, the matches that we've had, day 1, these teams did meet, and Against All Authority did win that game. Of course, they're best of 1s. But again, Fnatic not with the full lineup, you know, that might have been pretty harsh for them. But Fnatic, again, have been on a tear since then. They've won everything so far.
Yeah, they've looked absolutely amazing. And apparently we are ready for that toin toss. We can decide who will be obviously getting the blue side and also the first picks and bans. So I guess we're going to, yeah, here we are, look, ready for it. And
tension is massive. Here he comes with the flip. It's going to go onto the ground right now. They're looking down. And what will it be? It won't even tell us. It's something shiny.
It's the shiny side.
Yes. Oh, the handshake. GG. Well played right there. Looks like it's going to be someone getting first pick and ban. Thank you. That was, of course, the obvious result. Welcome back to us. Woo! Yeah!
Best toin toss ever.
That was nice. aAa will have the victory there, that tiny victory that gives them the first pick and ban.
That's it then, they're going to win the game.
Wow. So already Fnatic going to go 1-0 in this series, as Joe has said, that AAA would win the first one. Good to know. Please give us the rest of your predictions. I'd love to have those
I'm not going to give any predictions today. There were a few forum threads about me yesterday, and some guys were like, I wish Joe would stop calling these games because, you know, he's been right in the way that I've been wrong every single game, even in terms of the scores in these best of three, what I've called, it's been the exact opposite.
You get them down to the maps.
Every single time.
You
Even
them
down to the maps. It's incredible.
Can you please share us this talent?
I have some kind of
fail
brain thing going on.
Can you teach us to fail like you? That'd be great. I would love that.
You want to know my predictions for this game?
Yes, I do. I really do.
2-1 against Authority.
Okay.
Which means Fnatic are going to win 2-1. We don't even need to play the game.
Just have Joe call it the rest of the tournament. I like that a lot. I have to. Sorry, I have to. That button is right there, and it's been looking at me for a long time. Why are you applauding that? That's not even... Oh, right, because the game ended.
The crowd is very happy here at DreamHack today.
No, because it was GG. It was game over. Like, that makes sense. The game ended. Congratulations. Tournament over. 2-1. GG. Yeah.
We'll see you next season.
All right, but seriously, so my predictions actually are going to be, for real, 2-1 to Fnatic. I think they've not lost a map since yesterday. Now, that said, I've been talking with people before the show. Apparently, Fnatic's got like a 5 or 6 match losing streak against AAA. It started on Saturday, the first games, but it's preceded that 5 or 6 games in a row they have lost to AAA. And that's really, something to prove right there. AAA's been crushing and crushing and crushing. But again, it seems like Fnatic is the LAN team. They're the team that crushes on LAN. That happens in esports. We have teams that just do better in person than they do online. Yeah. And I think that Fnatic is that team. We saw them win against AAA when they weren't the favorites at the IEM finals. And I think they are going to be able to repeat that.
Yeah, to be honest, against Authority, we saw them also having a bit of a ropey start as well in this tournament, but since then they seem to have got things together and they've pushed really, really nicely straight through into this upper bracket final. As you mentioned, Fnatic seem to be definitely the team who have shined when in terms of switching between the online to the LAN play. But I believe we're almost ready here to kick things off with the picks and bans.
Yeah, pretty shortly there. Going to hop up into this game in the very, very near future. We're almost ready for these players. We have said go. Yellowstar says ready. What Spectator says GLHF, which is so nice of him, of course. And we're going to get this game as soon as Fnatic says that they are good to go. And I'm just like waiting tensely for them to say yes. Ready from Lamiazel. We are going into the first game of the winner bracket semifinals. The picks and bans starting now. Yellowstar getting the drop on that.
Yeah, first ban will be going to against Authority, and it's going to be Alistair. Are you even surprised that Alistair's banned after the way we saw Shushi play yesterday?
Thank you, guys.
I do not think so.
I gotta say, I love this crowd. They applaud everything. We saw the top 10 plays of the day yesterday, and when Warwick showed up on the screen, applause came out. They're like, yes, troll Warwick, and then it was the number 1. And I actually forgot. I was actually the one who said, no, this should be number 1, this should be number 2, and I forgot what number 1 was going to be. I was like, this better be good, because I'm going to get yelled at. And then it was Shusha and Alistair, and I was like, yes, super freaking happy for that Alistair. And I was like, okay, I picked correctly. I'm glad. But the crowd reactions were awesome. You guys here in person, thank you so much for being here. This really makes it so much more happy. Yes, please. Yourselves a round of applause. This is so awesome. This is so awesome to be here. People coming up, before the show, stopping me, asking for questions, pictures, autographs. Asking me, not super famous, but asking. You guys are phenomenal. I'm so glad to be here. I've not been to Sweden yet until now, and I want to come back. I want to be at every DreamHack now. This is great. I want to be at every LAN, every League of Legends LAN, and just, it's glorious. So the bans are done, by the way. We talked about something that wasn't related to the game at all.
You could see them on your screen.
You can see them on the screen. Alistair, Rumble, Ash, Nunu, Vladimir, Amumu, pretty standard ones. Needly finally getting picked up. Fnatic was not afraid enough of Needly. I think they baited this. They banned out Nunu and Amumu to screw with Linak, and they're like, all right, you can get Needly, that's cool. We're going to just, kill off your junglers. And actually, interestingly, though, because one of the Fnatic guys came up to me after the AAA versus Epic game and said, why did you ban Rumble? AAA doesn't play Rumble.
Yeah.
And
then they did it themselves.
Then Rumble.
Well, I've seen AAA playing a Rumble before. Kevin, I think, Kevin. That doesn't make any sense since he plays for games. But we've seen against Authority in a European Championship. I think around about the semi-final stage, and it was a very, very strong Rumble as well. So that's maybe something that Fnatic are looking at, knowing that they can play Rumble.
I think they played over CLG.
Well, we see. I mean the European Championships.
Yeah, but I thought we saw it yesterday as well. But you're right. Yeah, they have been seeing that once in a while. We've seen Rumble occasionally, and he's been doing quite well so far. He's actually, someone on the forums actually made a giant thread of all the picks and bans that were done, the win rates for the champions, the most banned champions. Number 1 most banned is Rumble. Number 2, Twisted Fate's still in 2. I wonder if these teams are actually going to go for him, or if the North American play really loves Twisted Fate, but it seems like EUs don't care so much. The lineups are really strong so far, actually. AAA having their support going to be Sona. They've got that caster. Anivia, they've got that the Nidalee as well. PK getting that Malzahar, and they've got that Corki there for Lamia Zealot. And the jungle, Jarvan going to be there for Cyanide. Shushay with Gragas. Shushay with Gragas. He's got to be happy about that one. He actually asked to try to find some red hair dye so he could more properly cosplay as Gragas in this tournament. He wanted to dye his hair a nice rustic orange.
That was pretty awesome from Shushay to just go into his post-match interview half naked, let's call it, with his bottle of water, which he stole from the water machine in the tournament area, actually. So all credit to Shushay there, keeping things fun. But yeah, we see Gragas, and we've seen actually this tournament some epic Gragas play with that with the ultimate barrel. Just some really great stuff, and Shushay seems to be that player who, he's never boring to watch. He always comes out with these crazy things, whether it's Alistair, whether it's Gragas. Amazing, amazing player, and I'm so excited to see him play Gragas in this, super important match.
Yeah, that's pretty glorious, and it's great. I was talking actually at breakfast with some of the other rioters here, and we said, Shushay's the kind of player that plays like he is in real life, where he's very outgoing and funny, and he's just up there doing whatever he wants, and then you see him in game, and he's just like, I'm gonna flash over wall, kill Malzahar. I'm gonna try myself in the enemy base, but like it's totally worth it. I'm gonna kill Malzahar. Like just whatever, it totally doesn't care, and it works really well. And oh, the jungler's going to be Warwick, right. Okay, so with the junglers of Jarvan and the 2 other being banned, no lane limit for Soaz. He's actually going to be on Nidalee, but we have Misfortune coming back. We haven't seen her in quite a lot of games, actually. She's finally coming back into these games now. Looks like 5 flash from AAA, but they've got quite the strong lineup. And Melisande taking up Janna, so these are 2 really good lineups now for both teams. Twisted Fate went completely all the way down, not picked nor banned.
Yeah.
It's unique to see that North American teams really love playing him. Europe's like, whatevs.
Yeah, as you mentioned with Misfortune, we saw her, she was kind of like day 1 pick somehow. Yeah. And then yesterday was not really there that much, but we're going to see Yellow Star taking Misfortune today, so we'll see how he does with that one on the bottom lane. So as with Nidalee, always love to see Nidalee. Those spears flying in and doing ridiculous damage when they get stacked up with that AP.
Yeah, and this team is really good for poking. You see they've got the Nidalee Spear, the Anivia skill shot. Sona has some decent range. Misfortune can clear mini waves with R. The double up, if you cast it right, can poke a good 1,000 range or so. And the really cool thing they have going on, though, is they have 2 heals and 2 team buffs, where both Nidalee and Sona can keep the team alive, so if they do poke, they can replenish that health really easily. Then they have both Warwick and Nidalee can haste Misfortune to give her tons of damage output, and she really does scale the attack speed quite well. Those impure shots, scaling with ability power and just how quickly you can attack, she's going to get a lot of damage output out of that. Warwick the same way. If he doesn't build pure tank, might go Madras Blood Razor, and he's going to be proc based as well, going to really care about attack speed. And then the rest of the team, they've got a little bit of ability power there from Sona's Aura that's going to help Nidalee and Nivea a fair amount. That's going to be kind of nice. And yeah, it's a pretty good, decent team comp, though. Their only beef right there is that Warwick, and the jungle Warwick means he's going to not be solo level. He's not going to be, solo lane farming. So he's going to be one of the least farmed champions on that team. And being your only melee, honestly, it's okay if these guys just blow up Warwick. There's a giant heal from Nidalee, a little bit of heal from Sona, but I think they can still push through that with Ignite, and they do have 2 Ignites so far. They do have the ability to Gragas Barrel and push back the support there. So I think Warwick's going to get blown up a lot this game.
Yeah, I think so as well. I really agree with that. And obviously we did see the 2 bans coming out from Fnatic, Nuno and Amumu, obviously both aimed right in the face of Linak there.
Yeah, absolutely. So he's going to be the one singled out, and actually that's what gets said. It's funny, we keep talking about these teams doing picks and bans against the other teams, and everyone keeps saying, no, you ban the junglers against AAA, that Linak is great at Nuno and great at Mumu, but he falls off once he doesn't get those 2 main champions that he plays, which I think is, I guess, a weakness for him. A strength that he has those 2 great champions, but a weakness that he's really bad at those, and we keep seeing them banned against AAA. And honestly, AAA is in the winter bracket finals. So far, it really hasn't worked so far. So we'll see. Yeah, so far it hasn't worked so far. I'm great at superfluousness. Sure. But
it works.
We'll see how it goes. And Classy Gragas for Shushay. Nice. They got Classy Gragas up there, the skin. And Earth Rider Corki, that makes me extremely happy. And we're going to see how the rest of these players pan out. We are ready to get into this game. Let's get a round of applause for the winner bracket finals. We're going to start the game in just a second. All right, everybody, welcome back to the game. Yellow Star going to be leading her misfortune way across the map. aAa going to be the green health bars, the blue minions and turrets there in the bottom left. Fnatic going to be with red health bars. They've got, I think, the classier skins. Earthrider Corki, Classy Gragas. You really can't one-up that so much. So I think there, as far as the skins go, I think they got the skin advantage. And that I think is a big deal, even though it doesn't really do anything aside from look pretty.
Yeah, but that's half the battle, right?
Looking pretty is half the battle.
If you look good.
I mean, Dyrus wins by typing /L. Fnatic can win by having Classy Gragas. I'm okay with this. I think these are the appropriate ways to win games.
Well, actually, Fnatic just hanging around by that bush. Momo is just having a bit of a sniff around there. And they're not going to obviously move in towards that area against All Authority. They know that Fnatic are hanging around somewhat. Actually, nearly already up on lane at the top. Down at the bottom, Warwick getting himself set up by the golems. And also, Misfortune is moving down into lane. So a very, kind of defensive, not defensive, but a very passive start from against All Authority. They're like, okay, we're not going to get into anything early on. This first match, I think, could be the deciding game for this one. Whoever gets off to a good start, I think, is probably going to be, pushing straight through for the win. I hope we see all 3 games, obviously. That's something that I really aim for. And it looks like we may see Fnatic try and get in there and steal the race. Momo is actually just hanging around to make sure that that doesn't happen, and he's done enough really to scare Fnatic off as well. So nice bit of positioning from Momo, just stopping Fnatic moving up into that jungle. Yeah, neither team actually putting wards down. We see that CLG always used to put a ward down at the red to look for invasions, but Fnatic and aAa both playing very safely, not even really warding for the invasions either. PK going to be the one laning against Momo, puts down a couple of nice spells there, but gets stunned off by Anivia, so he's actually taking a lot of damage, takes minion aggro as well, losing about 100 health there. Gragas versus Needly, actually both players getting kind of low, but Needly with 18 ability power and boots and health potions, not going to be easy to push around. Shusha actually taking a fair bit of damage as well. Every time he throws a barrel, he will get a little bit of free health. That is his passive when he casts a spell. He gets some healing, but when he does that, he'll push the lane, and that'll make him more available to gank. And with the way that lane is structured, even Warwick can gank top lane pretty easily against purple team. Malzahar already starting to push that little bit more aggressive in towards the middle area, and Momo won't be too worried about that one at this stage of it. Down at the bottom, as we just saw there before we switched to middle, we do have Earthrider Corki, who's got to be one of the coolest skins around. I think the coolest skins are all the Nunu and Anivia ones, if you know what I'm saying. All cool. Yes, I'm hilarious. Okay, moving on though, we look, actually all the Freljord skins, Freljord Ashes is probably one of the cooler ones. Anyway, so still fighting against Shusha, actually winning this lane quite well. Shusha down to half health, but as he levels up, he's going to have more abilities to press to get the healing done, so that'll be better and better for him as time goes on. Draw comes out, dealing some damage. He's getting now zoned out a little bit by Soaz, and Soaz is doing a lot of damage here, just throwing these auto attacks out. He does get some free damage reduction by using his W, but he's still taking some damage here. He's got a couple of minions to kill. Looks like he's going to miss actually a lot of those, as the purple caster minions managed to pick up quite a couple of those. Shusha still getting some health from his passive, but getting worn down over and over. Oh, but Malzahar coming in from the side, and Jarvan as well. Soaz not in good shape, will flash and will make it out with, looks like Ghost being also used. But a great gank in from Fnatic. I was like, where's Malzahar? Look at mid lane, as you're like gasping because of the gank up top. My map awareness is phenomenal. Yeah, if I was Shusha, I wouldn't have seen it even. So's having to use his flash there, so some cooldowns popped, which is always what Fnatic are going to be aiming for. If they don't get the kill, they won't be too unhappy about that. In fact, he used Ghost as well, and actually we're going to see Jarvan come in up at the top, but once again, So's will make his way back to the turret and be like, why are they picking on me? And that is a champion they want to keep down. Nidalee probably going to scale the hardest out of this entire team. Her heal with a 1.25 AP ratio. The spear, I believe, is a 0.75, even at 0 range, and that, of course, amplifies as it goes farther down. Nidalee, for those who are not quite familiar, her Q is a skill shot that deals more damage the farther away your target is. So if you pick someone off from 2 screens away, that's really, really painful. And that just increases the AP ratio and the base damage. That's just super, super hurtful. So Nidalee, a very hard scaling champion, generally going to go ability power on her.
has picked up a mana crystal. That might be a Sheen. That might be a Catalyst. I'm not sure. There's a couple of different choices there that Soaz could go for. I don't know if he goes Archangels on Nidalee. I haven't seen that very often, but I'm not intimately familiar with Soaz's playstyle, so I'm not quite certain. But Jarvan from Fnatic just farming out these minions really well. He's got 80 armor with that flag down. That's going to work quite well for him.
Yeah, great stuff so far from Cyanide. Fairly low, but no, he's on his jungle pattern, no problem. Linac doing the same, of course, for Against All Authority. Actually has both the Lizard and the Golem buff, so that will help him out in his route. Down on bottom, things fairly even. In fact, only one minion kill separating Misfortune and Corki, which of course is the two main champions that we'll be looking at down there early on in the farm. Up at top, we have Shushi back into lane. He's picked up a second Doran's ring. You know, not too surprising in that one. His barrel going to start to be hurting around now, and obviously Soaz, as you mentioned, does have that big heal, so it's not going to be easy for either of these players up at top to be killing each other off, so lots of ganks probably going to be coming out any moment in towards that top lane. Inside of middle, we have Momo with 32 minion kills and 38 for PK, so things very level right now. 200 gold difference in favor of Fnatic, but still, a great even start to this match.
Yeah, this is going quite well. So far for Fnatic, honestly, they got the first gank on it, didn't get any kills, but they did burn the summoner spells, and pretty much all the champions are winning in last hits. Jarvan with 19, actually Warwick with 28 minions though, so Warwick is out farming the Jarvan, even though Jarvan is getting some nice work done with these ganks, but ultimately, the gold advantage is pretty much equivalent. Those lanes are winning by a little bit on each side, but a 7.5 or 7.4. No other major gains have been made. Look at the tower health. It looks like none of them really taking any damage at all. So, yeah, this game is about as even as it could possibly be. This is, of course, the winner bracket finals between Against All Authority and Fnatic MSI. A gank on top coming in as we have Jarvan walking through the brush. We'll see if Soaz is going to get jumped on. And there's the ult from Gragas. Can Soaz taking up damage? He whiffs the body slam and the jump across the wall. He's taking a barrel to the face. Can they get it? Ignite will pick that one up. Chushe grabbing first blood despite Fnatic missing 2 of their skill shots. But a wonderful job there. Soaz has been taken down and not quite level 6, which would have helped him escape so much more in that Cougar form.
Barrel again from Shushi. Going to be so important for Fnatic to be winning this game, and they rely on Shushi so much to pull off these big clutch plays, and we've seen it from him throughout the whole tournament. Yesterday in particular, obviously playing Alistair most of the time. We've seen Malzahar actually move through into the jungle, going to put an aggressive ward down by that blue buff, and he's going to go help Shushi just chip away on this.
He could catch
tower.
Soaz.
This could be.
That trap completely ruined the kill. Chance of that kill. He could have just jumped in with the ult, no problem. Soaz only with 800 health. That was an easy double. That was an easy kill for Shushi plus PK. Definitely.
Yeah, that could have been a pretty amazing thing. Anyway, down at the bottom, we do have a dragon being taken for Against All Authority, who are obviously 1 kill behind, but no problem. That gives them the extra gold, and it brings them level now on gold with Fnatic.
Yep. So although, they did get that first blood on Soaz worth 400 plus the assist credit, and they did push Soaz out of the lane so we couldn't get gold or XP, they pushed that one right back with a wonderful job getting the kill on the bottom. Not the kill, but the dragon kill so far. Because they knew that Malzahar would come up top, they pushed one around, and Kuja taking a fair amount of damage. Yellowstar as well, not doing too much though. Kuja ranking up that heal a fair amount. We'll be able to keep everyone sustained for the most part, and they shouldn't be having too many worries right now.
Corki gone back, actually picked up Tear of Goddess, so extra mana regen coming out for him. Yellowstar not being back, so maybe we'll see the rushing towards that BF sword first of all form his Fortune. Trying to get that extra AD early on. At the moment though, Fnatic doing a good job of pushing Against All Authority back. As you mentioned, we did see that damage coming out both on that bottom lane from Against All Authority. Fairly low mana, especially when you compare that over on the other side, but we are seeing a push on top. PK will actually get the silence bar off onto both Linac and Soaz, and he's actually going to ulti out now onto Soaz. Not going to do too much damage there, and he will get away, but that stopped Against All Authority putting that main pressure onto PK. Linux still having a bit of a sniff around. We're going to see Moma coming in as well, and PK playing an amazing defensive game. Here comes Shushi. Ultimate comes out. It will force Linux to go back, and Shushi going to be in a little bit of trouble there. Was stunned down for a second. You see the push around from Jarvan as well, moving into this area. Barrel rolls in! Amazing from Shushi. And Soaz just in range of that one. And that will be 2-0. And of course, both kills early on going out to Shushi. Amazing play from Fnatic.
Oh man, and I'm becoming a Shushi fanboy, and
I already was.
Most people already were. There's actually a thread on the North American forum saying who do you think's the MVP so far for DreamHack? And even on the NA forums, it's like Big Fat LP's got some, and it's like Shushe's like got triple everyone else's votes. So he seems to be the fan favorite right here. Everyone's super happy with his play style. Super aggressive, plays a little bit of those offbeat champions. No one else really running Gragas in this tournament, nor AP Alistar, and he's crushing faces with both.
Oh.
It's fun to see, but. Here comes the gank onto Warwick. He's been spotted. Will not land the lockup, but he will get the rest of the damage output. And goodbye, picking up that kill. Linak taking a death. 3-0 now the kill score. Soaz going to chase down. Shushe could die. The barrel is strong. Can Soaz take more damage? Getting knocked up. One more hit to kill, and they pick that one up. Cyanide dropping that one. Gragas super low, but will live with 300 health. And Fnatic just started crushing this game right now, up 4-0. And I'm glad that your prediction is going well so far, Joe.
Actually is as well. That's a great thing. Once again. Yeah, Soaz's decision there, not completely sure on it, to be honest. 2 against 1 against Jarvan and Gragas. That's a lot of damage output. Obviously, Nearly does have that heal, does have some big damage. But I think that was a risky move in the first place from Soaz, and that's before he realized that PK was there.
Yeah, I think he underestimated or overestimated the cooldown on Gragas' ultimate. It's only 90 seconds, plus he had Golem buff at some point there, which means that it was up when he came back. He died to basically a fight involving Gragas' ult, came back and got hit by another one. And that really did mean a lot there. PK getting a couple of those kills with Malefic Visions. Momo kind of knows they're nearby. He's going to land a stun, some decent damage on the PK, but he could get jumped on. There's the ult, and there comes Shushe. Momo's going to get egged. 1,000 health right there, but oh wow, that's some damage out. But Momo going to get dropped down. Shushe KSing with his ultimate, saying, "Hey PK, I know you want some kills, but I'm going to steal that one real quick. The best music video of all time and all of that." I make topical references. All right, Leonat coming in to defend that turret. He's not quite as farmed as last. Wow, he takes a lot of damage. Wow, bottom lane though. Lamia Zealot picking up a kill on Kuja. Now Yellowstar getting low. Lamia might die to this turret. No, he's got about 190 health left. But Yellowstar still getting very low. Jana needs to shield him. Yellowstar could burst him for about 120 if she wanted to. On that misfortune, looks like that's not going to be happening. And Fnatic now 6-0 in this game.
They really have to be careful of Shushi now. He's not only building up lots of gold, but he's very, very confident. And I think a confident Shushi is the best one to see, because he will go for those risky moves and somehow manages to generally pull it off all the time as well. Bottom turret is going to fall, and Shushi is probably going to head back north up towards maybe this this middle lane. So I was actually getting a spear off there, and it will land onto PK. Not too much damage coming out early on. Soaz actually gone for a Sheen early on, but if we look at Gragas, already got Needlessly Large Rod, 2 Doran's Rings, plus a Blasting Wand. His AP is going to be incredible in the not too distant future. Yeah,
he's getting close to Death Guy. We'll probably get that one before 15 minutes into the game. His team has picked up 2 turrets now so far. The first Dragon did go to AAA, which is good. It helped keep them in the game, but looks like we got a little bit of action in the mid. Jarvan and oh yes, Yellowstar getting pushed around, and all of them show up. Instant death right there onto Yellowstar. Goodbye. Getting a lot of damage to this turret. There's going to be 3 turrets now, and 7-0 Fnatic again. The team to beat on land, and wow, they are doing so well this game.
Yeah, they've just started out brilliantly. They are walking over against all authority at this stage of the game like they're, just some random team that they found on ILC for a game. And, Fnatic, I'm not sure where their confidence came from in this tournament. Obviously, they did have a ropey first day. They did play with that substitute, which may have affected them a little bit. PK came in, and they were like, okay, awesome. And look at the timing on Dragon. Got it down to the second. It's great from Fnatic so far. Nothing wrong. Just nothing wrong.
Yeah, and AAA trying to go for a nice move here. Malzahar fighting Soaz. Soaz might get low enough to die, and he will actually ignite Malefic Visions, picking up that kill. But AAA had the right idea. They knew they were going for Dragon, and they pinged to go for a turret. Unfortunately, soaz got caught, which forced them to stop pushing mid. But they had the right idea of, you're going for Baron, I'm going to go for a turret. That's pretty much equal. Only 40 gold difference per team, or per player on the team. And then you end up getting the rest of that benefit of doing a lot of damage to buildings and getting some map control there. But ultimately, it still went well for Fnatic. 8-0, 22.3 to 15.7. 6,000 gold difference, 6,500 gold difference. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. But looks like mid lane's got to fight. Yellow Star, Linak, they are close by. Cyanide tried to go in, but really didn't have any teammates nearby. They look safe for now.
Yeah, this is just an incredible start from Fnatic in this game. And, you know, I like to say it's never over until, you know, it really is over. But Fnatic are looking so incredibly strong at this stage. Actually, Linak just moving on to the Wolf camp. Gragas not gone home yet. I'm assuming that he's got ridiculous amounts of gold. It's going to move over onto the Golem buff on the Fnatic side. And everyone else just returning home there to stack up on whatever they can. Mighty Moon comes out for Corki. Already got Sheen, Double Doran's Blade, and his Berserker Greaves. Amplifying Tone, Banshee's Veil already for PK. Who else is there? Jarvan. Yeah, so far, so good for Fnatic. As you mentioned, a big gold advantage. And 16 minutes in there, 8-0 up. It couldn't have been a better start.
Yeah, Death Cap and Sorcerer Shoes on Xuxe already. That's only 60 minutes into the game with 2 Doran's Wings as well. Word comes out from Melisande does have an Oracles, and they're going to start playing a little bit aggressively here. They're looking to push down onto mid. They do have most of the team. Xuxe still far back. They don't want to quite take a fight without all 5. AAA, though, is nearby, so they want to be very careful about pushing this one in. Miss Fortune will ult out the minion wave, getting that, basically helping her turret stay alive. But that turret's down about a quarter of health, and Xuxe now nearby. So here comes the AoE spam. It's going to drop out a couple of these. Now, the good thing for AAA is they do have 2 healers, though, so every damage, point of damage that Xuxe deals will probably get healed back out by the AAA players. So far, those barrels not hitting, but of course, with Golem buff means he gets to spam that pretty much infinitely. It's going to drop closer and closer to a 6-second cooldown where it would cap out. And they're pushing onto this turret, and yep, more spam coming out from Anivia. They're going to get a couple of attacks in there. Lemmy Zealot hitting once and twice. Lena getting hit up against that wall. Not going to do too much permanent, though. Just doesn't get pushed backwards into the team, just against the wall, and takes the heal from Sona, takes the heal from Needly, and they're going to be fine. And Fnatic says, okay, you know what, you're right. We can't really poke you. This is going to take too long. Let's start stealing your buffs instead. And that's what they're going to go for. You see they're coming down here. They've got wards in good positions. And Xuxe going to come around. This is dangerous, though, because they've been spotted by a ward as well. And this could be a great for AAA. Looks like XPK in the front already has a Banshee's Veil. Not much else for ability power. And Xuxe's going to catch Linak. Linak taking a lot of damage at a half health. And here comes Cyanide up in the middle. Linak almost going down, but flashes across the wall. Going to be safe. And the rest of the damage up and coming in. Sona going to flash out as well. Noma going to flash out. Cyanide, the one low. Yellow Star will drop a Cyanide down to half health. PK jumping onto soaz. soaz getting pushed around. Will flash just in time. Staying alive, but PK now going to land a couple of spells. soaz going to live. PK getting low. And the rest of the Fnatic crew actually below half health and don't have a dedicated healer as well. So that means they're going to have to retreat after only picking up 1 kill, blowing a lot of summoners and ultimates. But AAA did all right there. The Golem was not stolen, so AAA keeping themselves alive, but they did lose 1 kill. And you know, 1-0 fights are always good for the team that gets the 1 kill. So Fnatic building slightly smaller advantages over time.
Yeah, and taking Yellow Star down is a good thing here. I mean, he's already got his BF Sword pickaxe in there as well, so working up nicely towards his Infinity Edge, and to take him early fight out of the game, that's a big bonus for Fnatic. Xuxe is still hanging around there, as you mentioned, with that Golem buff. Just has so much potential to be just spamming those barrels left, right, and center. And that's exactly what he's doing. We're going to see PK join the fight again. Golem is up on the Against All Authority side. And I think they should be able to go into this one. We are going to see the push moving in. So very low. We'll get the heals around. Cyanide actually moving away. War came out from Moma as well. But the rest of Fnatic will just get out of there safely. But soaz again, so low. And Fnatic, they look amazing.
Yeah, they're playing incredibly well. They're playing very safe, though. They had the Golem sort of available to them and said, no, this is really unsafe. We don't want to push this one too hard. They didn't dive in too much for that kill. Lemmy Zealot still on the back of the map, grabbing a Lizard buff for himself. Gragas and Jarvan and Janna staying in mid. Malzahar has recalled back. Interesting, though, by Malzahar. this is how PK plays. He keeps building durability and not ability power items first. He got the fast Banshee's build. We saw him before going Rod of Ages and Riley's Crystal Scepter. He was a build very, very tanky on his mages, which I guess is why he plays Swain so well, who actually is a more tank mage type champion. But really just going for those more tanky builds and relying on his base damages. It's a very interesting playstyle. We don't see that too much from these champions.
That golden buff just going over to Fnatic, so that's one thing on the map less for Against All Authority. We're right now defending around that middle. The wards placed from Fnatic suggests to me maybe we see a fairly early Baron push. I mean, those wards are definitely geared towards making sure that Against All Authority are seen wherever they are, anywhere near that Baron area. Fnatic hanging around by Dragon. I guess they have the spawn time down on it. We saw them there in kind of second perfect timing the last time that they took it down. So
well, when you see the Gragas barrel, it'll okay, there we go. The Gragas is far away, but yes, they are there waiting for the respawn. 20:30 exactly is when it pops up. They're going to pick that Dragonette with no trouble whatsoever, going to respawn at 20:38, sorry, 26:38, so all of 8 seconds to kill that one down, 8 seconds waiting as well. And so now it's been it's 2 dragons to 1, 3 turrets to 0, 9 kills to nothing.
Baron.
And Baron. Misfortune stuck at the bottom of the map. AAA not even worried about it. They just don't have ward control. It's going to be very, very simple. It almost seems like AAA is just playing it out just to let that game end without forfeiting. And Fnatic just in such great shape. Baron down to half health. And look at that. No one from AAA even bothering to check. Just they're just letting it go. So Baron going to be picked up there. Great play by Fnatic. Going to pick up that Baron kill. 300 gold a piece. And those levels are massive. The lowest one they have is 11 to 14, all the champions. Meanwhile, it's 8 to 12, you know, the level range here for AAA. So by every possible score I can think of, Fnatic is crushing this game.
And it just shows, Freak, the coin toss is not everything.
Coin toss is not everything. You did call the GG early on, but look, it was actually going the other way around. Actually, no, you called it correctly because you said that, I mean, you said that AAA would win. Yeah, you said that AAA would win the game, so you're calling it quote-unquote correctly.
I'm not sure what it is this tournament, but I am literally wrong about everything. But the way that Fnatic are playing, it could be that my map score is wrong, although you know, I don't want to say already that Fnatic have won this one because we've seen games change around, but they're in such a power position that unless they make so many ridiculous big mistakes, then they should have this one in the bag right now. And it's just a case of them kind of executing that finishing kind of move. We're seeing them pushing down bottom right now with 2. They will probably push onto the tower. Actually, no going back from there. I mean, they've got 3 turrets down. Obviously, the first from every lane.
Yep.
They've not managed to push any further than that one. Again, they're inside of that Against All Authority jungle.
Yeah, I think they're trying to find themselves a free kill. They don't quite want to push against this team because of Anivia and Warwick and Misfortune. They have, I mean, ultimately, you know, AAA's team is very, very well synergized. Misfortune ult ties well with Sona ult. You know, Anivia can drop out single targets pretty well, can block off teams as well. But here we go. They are going to go for this turret right now. Fnatic in good shape for this one. Still half health. PK going to jump in there onto Momo. Here comes the pushes around. Momo already getting egged. PK kind of low, though. PK might be the first death that they have. Warwick still chasing him down, but they're going to do a lot more damage here as everyone else tries to drop out. Kuja going to fall, and still PK will live right now. Lemmy's though, getting chased out by Soaz and Yellowstar, and Cyanide taking a lot of damage, and they will get the kill onto Linak. PK staying alive just barely. And it's a 5v2 now for this turret. They're going to kill the rest of these minions. The minions are in front for them. And Lemmy is Zealot jumping on a Yellowstar, and he is going to fall despite the exhaust. And now it's Soaz, and Soaz not going to chase this one down. Lemmy is Zealot going to let him pull back around. The turret will fall. And wow, 13 to 0. Fnatic up 36 to 23,000 gold. That's just ouch right there. That really is ouch.
Just an amazingly solid performance from Fnatic. During that fight, we saw PK actually flash right into the middle of it all, which was an interesting choice, to say the least. I'm not sure exactly why he decided on that one, but either way, he still managed to live. The kills all going over to Fnatic, and now they are all going home, probably for a bye, and I think we may be seeing Fnatic thinking about a last push. Gragas just picking himself up Rod of Ages. There are 2 blasting ones with Malzahar, obviously Branch's Veil that he brought earlier, plus an Amplifying Tome, Corki, Quicksilver Sash, Mana Moon, Sheen, Phage, building up towards his Trinity Force on that one. And just generally, Fnatic are riding this one like monsters or something.
Yeah, they're doing incredibly well right now. And in retrospect, I'm thinking about how the picks and bans went and everything. So PK, the way he's playing is actually as the main initiator, as they don't really have giant initiators outside from Jarvan. He's actually doing the flash ultimate and the silence to pick up a single target, and it's working very well. He initiates, and then because it pins the target down, Gragas pushes that champion back with his barrel, as that happened to Anivia last fight. But basically, they're relying on Xuxi as the AP carry this game. PK's playing as a tank and initiating the fights. And then they also said, you can have Nidalee. Everyone else is afraid of Nidalee, but we're going to say, you know what? We believe that Xuxi can outlane you as Gragas, and we're going to play it there and let you fight against Nidalee and let Malzahar stay mid against Anivia, and we're going to go from there and having to drop that one. So, the push now onto the turret, doing a pretty good job. Fnatic going to pick up their sixth now turret kill of the map. And they're getting ready to push now into the base. And they're just staging. They have pretty much a full minion wave. Spam is coming out, and here they go, coming in for the turret.
Yeah, Misfortune ulti just being blown there and doing relatively little damage. Obviously, its main focus was clearing out more of that minion wave, so that Fnatic had to wait for the next one, which is just incoming on this top lane. Of course, against Lord Authority, all stacked up by this inner turret. Fnatic's Baron buff did run out, so that will be coming up here in 2.5 minutes or so, I guess, by now. As we see a bit of damage coming out onto Xuxi again. Barrel just thrown in there. Linak is on that turret, but Fnatic, despite the fact that against Authority do have some great poke with the skill shot of Moma and also the spear from Soaz, Fnatic don't seem all that scared of it. They're just hanging around, making sure they keep themselves mobile so that it makes it harder for Moma and Soaz to hit those skill shots. And they just don't seem to be playing. I mean, a lot of teams that come up against Authority, they give them the respect. Okay, this is a great team, they're going to be amazing. But Fnatic right now are just playing their game, not thinking about what against Authority have to offer. We are going to see the kills surely raining in. Kuja will be trapped in Cyanide's ultimate, and there we see Linak go down. And the focus for Fnatic now will be onto this inhibitor. Moma does get the heal from Nidalee, who actually came away from the fountain just to give her that extra heal up, but the inhibitor is going to go down. So super minions incoming on the top lane for Fnatic, and they are going to back away, probably just in time to set themselves up for Baron number 2.
Yeah, so Fnatic happens to drop down that inhibitor. They have to be very careful about healing because, again, Baron will spawn very soon. You're right about that. But because they have to heal, it does give AAA the opportunity to rush that down. Soaz does a ton of damage right now on Nidalee because, it has Sheen. He's got almost all of Death Cap, and Cougar Form with Sheen does a ton of damage there on Nidalee. So, especially if you're not going to worried about getting killed, which, if you're PvEing against Baron, you don't have to worry about that so much. So, AAA has a good anti-Baron team. Warwick should have Madrid's Razors and does. Anivia puts down great single target damage if she doesn't have to worry about mana constraints too much. Misfortune puts down great sustained damage. Does have Infinity Edge as well, so AAA does have the ability to do a lot of damage. It's just that Fnatic is so high level that they can sort of tank out a lot of that front burst. Fnatic is going for the Dragon right here. Baron should be coming up in the next 30 seconds, I believe, is the timer on that. And we're going to see if the teams can position themselves for that kill, or if AAA are going to have to sit in their base and stop minion wave after minion wave. And super minions are now spawning in the top. And Fnatic actually, they might even be baiting Baron because they're actually going to go for the bottom lane push. And if AAA goes for the Baron on spawn, and it looks like they're looking for it. Oh, this is smart from Fnatic. They should have waited a little bit longer. AAA, started moving towards Baron and was like, oh, wait. Oh, they're down there. And the thing is, with no turret in the front, Fnatic's going to get this inhibitor almost for free, actually. They're going to jump in there, AAA right above them, and we'll see if they can stop them in time. The damage output is good from Cyanide. PK stopping that spear with his face, and they're going to drop the inhibitor down to half health, and they're going to drop that soon, and they're going to back off, actually. They're going to say, okay, we got the inhibitor, we've got 2 of them down now. You're going to have to defend both top and bottom lanes, and we're just going to go for Baron. Most likely Baron.
Yep, that turret is still up in middle, of course, against Authority. Looking like they wanted to defend that. They just pushed that a little bit more aggressive, but I think Fnatic should be headed towards Baron. Actually, it looks like they're going to drop this turret before anything else, and against Authority, they're playing very, very scared from this one, playing super defensive. As you mentioned, they've got a lot of defending to do now with 2 lanes having super minions incoming. Obviously, the middle lane, inhibitors not down, but the minions there will have that extra bit of health because of the inhibitors down on the other lanes. And Fnatic are now starting Baron, number 2 Baron for Fnatic. And they are 17,000 gold in the lead, 15-0 in kills. And it's not even half an hour into the game yet. Fnatic are just looking amazing today.
Yeah, and of course one thing to realize though is that the next game will probably be much closer. This game does of course snowball a little bit. Once you get ahead, you can stay ahead because those kills are worth gold and experience, and that can lead you into more and more kills. So certainly Fnatic looking to put the nail in the coffin, I think, in this game. The next game, though, as we saw, the first game between Epic and Fnatic, they put the first game behind them and came back strong, and that game was ridiculously close. And I think aAA has the chance to put this game behind them. I'm assuming right now that is a foregone conclusion that they will lose this, although others can argue. And I'm going to laugh if aAA wins, and I just get embarrassed in front of everyone. But Fnatic, it's going to be hard for them to lose this game. It's really theirs to lose more than Against All Authorities to win, and so I think they're playing safe enough that they will have this one, but it will be up to Against All Authority to reset for the next game and say, look, no, we can do this. We're the #1 seed from Europe. We deserve to be here. We deserve to win this tournament, and they're going to kick it up. And I always want to see games go into all 3 games. I love full BO3s. I didn't think that Fnatic would win the full best of 3, but I think Against All Authority has it in them to take at least 1 map. And we're going to see if they actually manage to do that right now. But in comes the push onto the inhibitor turret. Sona getting dropped to half health right away. And a great wall from Anivia. They're going to jump onto Shushay. Shushay extremely low. Sona making him dance. He will jump out just in time. And here comes Yellowstar taking tons of damage through the exhaust. And yes, aAa will pick up that kill. Kuja now running away against Jarvan and Corki. Corki picking up that kill in style, riding on Earth, getting that one down. Shushay did in fact fall though. So the first kill did come out for these guys, and that kill, of course, did go onto Anivia picking that one up. And she is still alive, so they have a good chance here. Anivia getting chased down. Melissa on Lemia Zealot. Muma going to take tons of damage, getting egged now. Lemia Zealot in great shape, going to pick that one up pretty securely. 1 dead versus 3 dead. This could be the Nexus. The last inhibitor will fall. The first turret will fall in front of the Nexus, and Super Minions are now here. Fnatic looking to take down the second turret, and now the Nexus. Fnatic going to be taking the first game in this winner bracket final against All Authority, and game 2 coming up very soon after this one. Congrats to Fnatic, looking to be now the best team in this tournament.
I'm disappointed that they, lost 1 kill in that game at the end there. Shushay was my man of the match before that one.
LVP.
Yeah, really. Just a super solid performance from Fnatic. They didn't make any mistakes whatsoever. And, they seemingly didn't really care what aAa's plans were. They just played their game, and they played it so well that Against All Authority just looked like they were nobodies in that match. I don't like to diss the other team when you lose like that, because it is hard, and we all know Against All Authority, #1 seed from Europe, amazing team that definitely are capable of winning a tournament like the Season 1 Championships. Yeah. But Fnatic were just a better team in this map.
They were. They absolutely played it so much better. The amazing just series of ganks at top lane, and it worked so well. The strategy was, let's ban Nunu and Amumu, and let's take a fairly fast jungler. They grabbed Jarvan, I think, before AAA grabbed Warwick. I could be wrong. I could be remembering this one incorrectly, but they said, we're going to remove all your main ganking junglers because we know we have a jungle Jarvan player who can gank. Jarvan can gank quite well. He's got a knock-up. He's got a lot of damage output. He's got a slow from his shield. So Jarvan is a very strong jungler and a great ganker. And Warwick, not so much, does not have a crowd control until level 6. And we saw Linak just rush through that jungle. He was level 6 before Nidalee was. Now, granted, Nidalee died once, was pushed out of lane a couple of times, but he was level 6 when the other souls were all level 7 from Fnatic. So he was right there on that level, and he was able to gank pretty early on to that game. It was around 7 minutes and 10 seconds he hit level 6 and was ready to jump in there with infinite duress. So then it did what he was able to do with that Warwick, but he just couldn't put any pressure on early game. And Pika came from mid, Jarvan came from the jungle, Shushay got those ganks, and over the course of 3 attempts they finally pulled down Soaz, and that helped a lot. So we're gonna kick it over though to an interview now with Fnatic after this first game. So check out for that.
Hello, that was the first game of the day. It was amazing. Fnatic versus AAA. I'm here with Shushay, that pro Gragas, of course. Gosh, that was an amazingly perfect game. I mean,
almost. Yeah. At the end, and I was a bit too greedy and died.
Yeah, how could you let them actually kill you at the end? I mean, come on.
I was too cocky, and I tried to lifesteal with the Book of the Ancients, but Maka caught me in his stun, and I just died at the tower.
Right, and I mean, so you guys started with that early game advantage, and it just kept on rolling throughout the entire game. You know, how did that happen, and you know, how did you keep that advantage going through?
Well, I think the main point was that because at the start I had some problems with Nightly, and we ganked her once. She survived. Then we ganked her a second time. I think she also survived that, and then we ganked her third time, and then we continued to shut her down. So the spears weren't that deadly. Like at the IAM, for example, if the people saw the games, there was like one spear, half HP gone, second spear dead, and so on.
Absolutely. And so you guys had, you know, a Corki on your team. Was that a deliberate counterpick against Yellowstar, who's really well known for playing Corki?
Of course. And since we can do that pretty well as well, why not use that and for our advantage?
Absolutely. And so, you know, my question for you is there any way they can outpick you now? Like, how can they possibly ban enough champions so that you won't, you know, be able to play at your best at this point?
Well, I got 8 champions prepared, and I think every other member of my team got at least 5, 6, 7 champions prepared as well. So it's kind of hard to outban one of our champions. But they can like ban our strategy and maybe counterpick something. So.
Wow, you guys have done a lot of preparation. Obviously, it paid off. Do you have any last words before we let you go to your next match?
Yes, last time I forgot. I'm gonna say this in Polish. Pozdrowienia dla Polski, dla ekipy LoL.pl i dla wszystkich fanów. And for my Belgian friend who I played with before I joined SK before. Yeah.
Wonderful. Well, best of luck. I'll let you go to your next game, and back to you guys.